folks, and welcome back to another exhilarating video. Today we'll be exploring why the world fears the M1 Abrams, one of the most powerful and feared tanks in modern warfare. Developed by the United States in the 1970s, the M1 Abrams has become a symbol of military might and technological superiority. Its impressive performance on the battlefield has earned it a reputation as one of the deadliest weapons in the world, capable of destroying enemy tanks from miles away and withstanding direct hits from rockets and other munitions. Also, we'll take a closer look at the features and capabilities that make the M1 Abrams such a fearsome weapon and explore its role in shaping modern warfare. So buckle up and get ready for an in-depth look at why the world fears the M1 Abrams. Stay tuned. An American company with 12 M1 Abrams tanks emerged through a sandstorm in the midst of the desert on the evening of February 26, 1991, ready to engage an entire Iraqi armored division. Despite the fact that the Americans were vastly outnumbered, the outdated T-72s of the Soviet Union were no match for them. In less than 30 minutes, US tanks destroyed 28 enemy tanks, 16 trucks, and 30 armored utility vehicles without even a single M1 Abrams suffering any damage. The M1 Abrams, often known as the Whispering Death because of its powerful weaponry and quick, stealthy movements, made its combat debut during Operation Desert Storm, where no force on Earth was able to stop its ravaging path of destruction. Iraqi soldiers developed lethal mines by improvising them by joining a number of 150mm rounds together as the conflict dragged on because they were frustrated with their inability to damage US tanks. Even still, no opposing resistance would be able to stop the Abrams tank's progress, since it was destined to change the world. Ironically, another M1 Abrams would be the only weapon capable of stopping it in its tracks. It was for a good cause that the Abrams was quickly assigned to numerous US Army divisions all over the world. It was a powerful feat of engineering. The M1 is hefty and devastating, weighing around 70 tons or the equivalent of 10 African elephants. The mechanical behemoth's equally potent Honeywell AGT 1500 gas turbine engine allows it to accelerate from 0 to 20 miles per hour in only 6 seconds and reach a top speed of around 45 miles per hour. It was an incredibly impressive feat to have 70 tons of metal reach 45 miles per hour in less than 10 seconds. And it is still astonishing to see a main battle tank sprint across a battlefield or skid like a race car. The Abrams' heavy weight is a result of its strong and thick armor. Chobham armor, a composite shield made of ceramic tiles wrapped in a metal framework and attached to a base plate and numerous elastic layers, was initially used on the M1, one of the first modern tanks. The actual fabrication process for the shielding is still a trade secret. The Abrams tank is among the most resilient in the world thanks to its supplementary defenses, which include Tusk explosive reactive armor packages and strengthened armor plates in addition to its regular armor. The M1, or the Beast, had 3 helm-mounted machine guns, a 50 caliber Browning gun, a pair of M240s, and a powerful 120mm main armament with a range of over 2,500 meters. The modern fire control system controls its weaponry to ensure the best level of accuracy by altering shooting parameters in accordance with gun inclination, terrain, wind, and weather conditions. Additionally, the tank's main gun can fire a variety of projectiles, including depleted uranium shells, which enable the Abrams to completely destroy any armored vehicle that dared engage it in combat. Additionally, the M1 is built to defend its crew against chemical and biological assaults. To keep harmful substances away from the team, a special vent filters all the air within the truck. Variants. The M1 was known as the Whispering Death because of its incredible speed, unrestrained firepower, and engine silence. It also developed a reputation for having terrible fuel efficiency at the same time. The tank was equipped with a fuel reservoir of more than 500 gallons, which allowed it to go close to 300 miles while compensating for the poor miles per gallon ratio. The M1 Abrams has received a number of upgrades over the years, making it even more powerful and adaptable so that it can carry out a variety of missions during combat. And as if those qualities weren't enough, the M1, which has served as the mainstay of US armored troops for the past 40 years, has undergone several modifications and upgrades to accommodate nearly every conceivable situation. One of the most notable variants is the M1A2 Abrams. It was created in the early 1990s and enhanced with thermal vision capabilities and a cutting-edge firing system that could simultaneously target 2 targets. The Force XX1 Battle Command Brigade and below Linux communication systems functions for commanders, digital maps, and an enhanced cooling system to account for heat generated by various computer systems were all integrated in the M1A2 SEP. The M1A2 SEP V2 followed, going above and beyond by incorporating CROWS support, color displays, improved interfaces, a cutting-edge operating system, better front and side armor plates, and a redesigned transmission for increased longevity. Since receiving its first SEP update, the Abrams has also received an upgrade that includes enhanced depleted uranium and graphite armor capabilities, increasing its resistance to even the deadliest weaponry in existence. An update kit for the Abrams that includes modern communication systems, improved power distribution configurations, and a complete vehicle health monitoring system is now being tested with the new SEP version 3. The first time American M1 Abrams tanks saw action was in the early 1990s Gulf War. Many commentators attribute at least some of the quick settlement of the Middle Eastern conflict to the revolutionary armored vehicles, which proved to be a catastrophic game-changer right away. The Abram tank's gun also had a much longer range than the old Soviet tanks the Iraqis used, which led to devastating mowdowns in which the American tanks would destroy dozens of Iraqi armored vehicles, while they could not even get close enough to the US tanks to pose a threat. The Abrams armor was virtually impervious to anything the Iraqi forces could throw at it. In the Battle of Al Busaya on February 26, 1991, 12 M1 Abrams engaged an entire Iraqi tank division. The Abrams dispatched the far bigger force in less than 30 minutes by barreling over the desert at breakneck speed and engaging the opposing T-72 tanks with deadly accuracy. The American Armored Company destroyed hundreds of Iraqi tanks and armored vehicles without incurring a single loss, inflicting serious damage and causing the enemy to flee in terror. For the Iraqis, the Abrams turned into a nightmare because no matter how hard they tried, they were unable to damage the American tank. Even after being shot at with 18 RPGs, one M1 Abrams managed to escape with little damage. Only 9 M1 Abrams were obliterated in the initial stages of Operation Desert Storm. The remaining 3 M1s were tactically disabled by American soldiers, while 7 of them were damaged by friendly fire from other Abrams tanks. Ironically, during the Gulf War, only another M1 Abrams and some unlucky human error were capable of destroying an M1 Abrams. After much difficulty and delay, the Iraqi forces came up with complex plans to take out the powerful US tanks, including wiring a number of 150mm rounds to ground mines that would explode as the M1s passed over them. Even still, only 28 M1 Abrams were lost during the Gulf War, despite the fact that the vehicle is credited with destroying thousands of armored cars and nearly 2,000 Iraqi tanks, making it the most effective modern tank in the world. The Abrams is one of the most widespread and capable armored vehicles currently in use, having produced over 10,000 M1 tanks. Following the Gulf War, the Abrams took part in and was essential to the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan, the Yemen Civil War, and NATO operations around the world. Even though China and Russia have recently produced impressive fourth-generation tanks with capabilities comparable to those of the M1 Abrams, such as the T-90M or the Type 99, the M1 continues to receive upgrades that not only keep the vehicle current, but may even give it an edge over other tanks that were constructed decades after it was originally designed. The tank continues to be the foundation of US armored divisions and is still a potent and reasonably priced option in current warfare because of its long and successful history, the enormous industry that's been created around it, and the high degree of adaptability of the Whispering Death. It's anticipated that the Abrams and its crews will continue to serve the US and its allies for many years to come. And that brings us to the end of our video on why the world fears the M1 Abrams. The M1 Abrams has played a crucial role in many military conflicts over the past few decades, and its dominance on the battlefield is a testament to its exceptional engineering and design. From its advanced armor to its high-tech weaponry, the M1 Abrams represents the cutting edge of modern warfare. While its fearsome reputation may strike fear into the hearts of its enemies, it's also a symbol of the incredible skill and bravery of the soldiers who operate it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative content. See you in the next video.